Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Volatility Report. My name is Andrew Giovinazzi. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of OptionPit.com, welcoming you to our Morning Vol Report. For all of you, since pretty much our next week, our Trader Summit's closed, July 30th, options for gold, oil, and other commodities, taught by a special guest. On July 30th. For all people that are Option Pit Live and above, it is free. That's right. We give you something for nothing every single month here at Option Pit if you're already a subscriber. All right, so this is more geared toward people that want to understand how commodity options work, future options work, as opposed to equity options. So we brought in a special guest star for that. Now, volatility. So look at a couple of things that we have going here. Does anybody notice anything about the vol of vol over the last 2 days? Boop. Okay. It is very hard for it to get this low. Basically, the world has to really not give a darn about what's going on. So you're seeing a slight uptick here. I don't know really if that's just a slight anomaly or not, but we're not. Basically, we are sitting at levels for volatility in the VIX that a couple weeks ago I really didn't think was possible. Okay, we're literally within a couple of ticks of the bottom of the range for this year. We're not at quite the dead bottom yet, but considering there is the market is basically discounting the Brexit now, I think almost totally. At least the vol traders are. The bond markets really haven't yet because I think ultimately funds and pension funds and whatever still need, whatever the risk-free rate of return. So they piled into bonds. Volatility here is still very high. So the really high vol in the market is still in bonds, and it is still in gold. Although the gold vol is coming down a little bit as gold come down, but relatively speaking, realized vol in gold is still pretty high for the product. So is it going to go away? I don't think so. I think we're going to see more gold volatility, and I think we're going to see more bond volatility as the future becomes a little bit more certain as far as geopolitical stuff goes. That makes actually gold less stable. It makes bonds a little more volatile because they can move around a little bit. So that's essentially what I expect to see out of all of that. And I don't think much is going to change on that score. However, we could see volatility starting to reach new lows for the years. And at this point, I can't believe I'm saying this, the 11 handle next week will not surprise me. If the earnings, like the financial earnings as a slight bellwether, are looking halfway decent, we could see lower vols and higher equity prices again, especially as some of the bigger technology companies start to report. Because right now, the bid for volatility, as solid as it was, let's say even a week ago, is just evaporating quickly. And the index is grinding higher. So we're kind of in a market we haven't seen for a while. Just grinding higher equity prices and volatility grinding lower. So trades that work there, some time spreads. I think some select equities that can still move. And there is, just looking here, Deutsche Bank, Credit Suisse, stuff like that where everybody thought they were going to fall apart. They still very much have not recovered at all from what happened with Brexit. And I think really that's where the opportunity is. Mark also has been talking up. He was pretty good calling the bottom of this thing. And still plenty of room for the pound. So again, anything maybe even in the currency future options where you could look at, broken wing butterfly, something like downside for credit Just looks like there's not a lot of downside left in this thing, but you still want to have some sort of controlled risk on it. So those are the things we'll look at today in the chat room. But if I had to guess, if you take a picture of the market now, unless we get some unbelievable news that is sad or fantastic, it looks like this is what we're going to see. Actually, something normal for summer in the middle of July. You know, the earnings just come out, volatility comes in, and the market kind of just beats around a little bit. And with that, I will see everybody in our chat room shortly. Have a good afternoon.